So in this chapter I will tell you the basics, which includes installing Joomla locally, installing Joomla on live server, getting familiar with the Joomla dashboard. Now you will work with the Joomla in two different ways. Number one, on live server, which means any changes you make will be visible immediately to everyone who is visiting your website. Or number two, you can work locally on your computer, which means that any changes you make are only visible there on your computer locally. Okay, and this allow you to test and develop your website, your Joomla project as much as you want before sending it to live server or publishing it. In this lesson you are going to learn how to work locally with Joomla and also what kind of software you need. Let's begin. So before we get into software part, I wanna quickly explain how Joomla works. So Joomla, as I said, a piece of software, right? But it has certain requirements in order to run properly, and one of those requirements is a web server. Okay, a web server software is Apache, that's one of them. Nginx, I believe, is the second one. There are couple more, but these two are very popular, especially Apache. And Apache is of course free software. Now what Joomla also need is support for PHP and also a database management system, and that can be MySQL, it can be MariaDB, and there are couple of others as well. Apache support both of these two databases. It supports PHP among these things. And PHP is a programming language in which Joomla is written. And it also supports MySQL, which is the database management system. And with it you can basically create databases that Joomla then uses to store information about your website. So the very first step in working with the Joomla locally is to use the software that can emulate the web server on your local machine. Now there are a couple of options here. One of the most popular one, and the one that's we are going to use in this course is called WAMP. WAMP is short for the Windows Apache MySQL PHP. Other popular software that people use is called XAMPP. But as I told, I will use WAMP in this course, so I will focus on the WAMP. So I have installed the WAMP in this computer. You can get WAMP from the wampserver.com and start using it. It's easily installable, just like any piece of software you install into the Windows. So after installing the WAMP server, when you will run this program, you will see the red, orange and green lights just beside the clock notification area on your computer. And after the green lights is on, it tells that all three services, Apache, PHP and MySQL, are running. So that was the first step. Step 2 is to download the Joomla. I already told you how to and from where to download the Joomla. You will go to the joomla.org and simply find the option download Joomla. In this video is 2022 and latest version of Joomla is the 4.1.3. so I have downloaded that version to my computer and I will use it. So after you have installed the WAMP, maybe in D drive of your computer, you will see the www folder. Let me create a folder for you and call it Joomla 4. Okay, I will just go inside this folder, and I will take my installation, cut it and paste here. I will just extract this installation into this folder. It will extract all the files. Okay, process is completed. Now what I will do now, I will navigate to browser. You can use any browser. I love to use the Chrome, and after the WAMP is running, its green status light is on. I will just write down this localhost and press the enter. It will show the WAMP server homepage, which will also include all the folders that you have in the www folder, and this folder we created. I will just write down. I will copy this. I can also copy and paste the Joomla 4, and just I will press the enter button. It will take me to the very first step of the installation of the Joomla. I will choose the English United Kingdom, and second step is set up the site name. It says enter the name of your Joomla site. I am creating for this test purpose, so I will write down the name Guide to Joomla 4. Now I will press the setup login data. It will ask me something, my real name. I will insert the name, the username that I will use to log in to the backend of the Joomla. We will set the admin username, and we will set the password. So I will use this email address, info@abdulwaheed.pk. Now we are ready to set up the database connection. In the next step, we will press the setup database connection. Here it will ask the database of our website, which will be used for this Joomla website. Before I continue to this step, let me to create a database from the localhost. I will open the new tab, and I will navigate to localhost / and press the enter, or you can directly go to the localhost / php my admin. Just careful about your spellings. And in this home page of WAMP server, you can see under the tools there is a php my admin link. You can also go to php my admin from here. So as soon as you click the php my admin, it will take you to the MySQL home page. It will ask for the username and password. By default, the username and password, username is root, and password is empty. We will press the go button. It will log into the php my admin. Currently the server being used is the MariaDB, and it is on the port of 3306. Or we can use the localhost as our DB localhost. So you can see, if you have not seen this interface before, let me uh, briefly tell you. In this is the home page. To the left side you see all the database created in my PHP admin. There are some navigation links, and to the right side, the upper top navigation bar, the first is the database, the next one is the to use to run the SQL query, and other you don't know need right now in this very first guide to the Joomla. So in the database, when I go to database page, it says create database. We can name the database here. For ease of use, always user friendly name, so you can easily remember. I will use the name guide to Joomla. The next is the collation. Leave it unchangeable and press the create button. So it gave a message, a database has been created, and on the top navigation bar you can see database guide to Joomla is selected. And right now it is empty database. There are no tables found in database. We will use this database name guide to Joomla in our installation of Joomla. So I will go back to the Joomla installer. In this step it says select the database type. Mine is the MySQL I. I will not use PDO, MySQL I. And the next it says the host name. The host name will be localhost while I am working on the localhost. And next is the it says it asks for the username used to log into PHP So I will write down the root, and password is empty, and I will insert in this next step the database name, database and database name guide to Joomla. Be sure there are no spaces in the database name. Next it asks for the table prefix. You can choose your own or let the Joomla to use the random prefix. This is just used for the to make your database tables the unique from other databases. If you have several databases on your local host or on your live server. And then next is the connection encryption. Leave it as it is, and we will press on the we are ready to go. We will press on the install Joomla. Okay, it is copying the files and writing into the Joomla. Here we go. It says the congratulations message. Your Joomla site is ready, and it asks for the additional steps. The additional steps can be install the additional languages. As I told you, Joomla supports the multiple languages for a single website, which is called multilingual website. I press on the install additional languages. There are many languages used in the all over the world. You will just select that language. Let's say I am selecting the Arabic unit tag. It has the language tag ARAA. Remember it. These are unique for the each language, and latest its version is the 4.0.2.1. I will press the next button. It is copying the file of languages into our Joomla installation. Now it says congratulations, your Joomla site is ready. You see there are two languages. Joomla has installed the two languages, and it is asking right now which language to use as a default language for your Joomla administrator and for your Joomla front end. I will use the English as default and set the default language. Now it has the set the default language and shows the messages on the very top. Now we are ready to open the website installed I will first open the administrator, as in this lesson I have to tell you the dashboard of Joomla. Slash administrator will take you to the admin of the Joomla website. I will write down the username and capital A B C D 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and I can choose the languages. These are the languages that I just installed. Okay, I log in. Yes, we are in the very beginning. It says we want to increase the compatibility of our Joomla software with our user server setting. Therefore, we need anonymous data from your site to better understand the install base and end user environment. All data is anonymized and only sent to Joomla control central language. You can change these settings later from plugin system Joomla statistics. I will recommend to press yes, I will help Joomla. Now it will not show again. This is called the dashboard of home dashboard. To the very left side you see the different navigation menus, and right side all the details of selected menu. So in the first block it says site, which include the user that we can create based on different access level, groups level, group names, and the article, which are basically the pages being used in your Joomla site. Article categories, if we have to write a blog type website, and media includes the uploading of images, PDFs, etc. And the modules are the small portion, small blocks, just like the sidebars. If you are familiar with the WordPress, the modules are the sidebars in your website. Plugins are actually being triggered from Joomla admin or front end from the. These are triggers. These are background action that fulfill many functionalities. The right side blocks are the system, the global checking, cache, and global configuration. When someone edits a plugin or a component entry or a module, those are actually locked by that user who is editing it. And if he sometime leave the computer without closing that article module, that is actually locked. By using this functionality, you can easily check in all those locked modules, articles. The next is the cache. You know cache, which means store some information from server your Joomla site to user computer, so it loads quickly on your user computer, and I will teach you later in depth. The next is the global configuration. Let me show you what is the global configuration. It is important. In the global configuration, there is a site name, site offline if you are working on it. And the next is front end editing, default editor, default captcha editor. You are familiar, you must be familiar. We will not change the settings. It is just a quick overview. And default list limit, the number of record that you can see in admin, the feed limits. When we will navigate to next page, if there are list of articles, many articles in your blog, and how many blog you want to show in one page, and field email address, no email. Next is the metadata of your site, which is relevant to the SEO. This section is all relevant to SEO. The next is the SEO relevant things. By default, that's very best for the SEO, and if you want to enable the SEO friendly URLs, you can enable this option to yes. And next, use your rewriting. If you press the rewriting, it gives you a message that htaccess.txt file, which is in the root of Joomla installation, just rename it to .htaccess, and also rename web.config.txt to web.config. These are the files which are in the root folder. You see, this is the file. You must rename it to .htaccess in order to use fully functionality of SEO, and also rename web.config.txt to web.config. I hope you understand. Okay. So next tab is the system. These are related to development things. If you are going to develop your website, during those development process, if some error is occurring, your website is not loading, developer used this debugging system to trace the error. And the next in this page I will tell you about the session. You must know the session lifetime in minutes. I always increase the session lifetime to 150 because after we log in to admin, and up to 15 minutes, if we have don't any activity, it will automatically log out from your administrator. So I keep it 150 minutes, so it gives me a long time login time if I am inactive to the admin of website. Okay, in the next tab, this is server. These are settings that you don't need to touch right now. While I will tell you in the advanced level, I will describe you everything. This is the database setting. If you need to change later, this is the mail setting. We can also use three options: send mail, SMTP, and PHP mail. By default, PHP mail is best to work for you. Don't forget to use the exact domain name if you have running the site on live server. This should be same as like your domain name in order to mail to be worked from your Joomla site. Next is the logging and text filter. We don't need to work with these right now. And last one is the permission, which is associated with the restricted contents on your website. Different groups. One of the best thing in the Joomla that I like is the best ACL, which means access control level. I don't see something like that in the WordPress which Joomla has. I love it. Okay, I'm going to close it. And below it, these are actually the notifications and some statistics. If anyone has been logged in, will come here. This is notification about upcoming Joomla main updates, or if there are any update to any extension installed in your Joomla website. Okay, So in the next menu, which is the contents, I told you these are the articles. Articles are actually page which can include text, HTML, etc. Let me install sample data for you from the home dashboard. I am going to install the block sample data. Press on install. It says if you want to install, yes, okay. It is installing. It will be easy for you to illustrate. Okay. Okay, sample data installed. Now I go to the contents, article. There should be some article. Yes. These are a very sophisticated list of articles. Let me take you to the front end of a site, so you will understand exactly where are the articles. On the top right, there are three buttons: post installation message, guide to Joomla, which will open the front end of the website. You see, yes, this is the front end website with the list logo, Cassiopeia, which is the template actually. Now you see the top main navigation bar. First one is the blog, which is the home page. These are articles. You see the URL. It can be more sophisticated SEO URL when we enable htaccess dot text to htaccess, and the article title is blog. Let me see in the admin if there is something blog. We can also search in the admin. Welcome to your blog. No, actually this is your template. Let me search your template. Yes, this one is the page that I am viewing in the front end. When I click on it, it will take me to the edit screen with a rich editor that I told you in the global configuration, and to the right side status, if it is published, category, featured or not. It is some sort of categories to make it separate from other unfeatured articles. Access, if it is available to register user, restriction of contents. Tags for SEO, note, version notes. We don't need to use it. And in the next step, you can insert the image and links for this article. In the option, there are the layouts, categories, others, date, all associated with the different thing, including the SEO. In the publishing, which is important to write down the better description, keywords for SEO. And later, let me go back by closing this article and take you to the next thing, which is menu. The very top menu you saw is a module position. When I take all the menu items, these are the different site menus that you can create menus in those. Consider it as a folder. The bottom menu, special menu, main menu, block, you can name it whatever you want. And main menu, there is a home icon with this main menu which tells this is the home page of the website. By clicking its title, in the very first thing, it is menu item type. we can select it, and there are several extension component types between which we can select for the Joomla menu. Right now it is article, and between the articles it is feature articles. It will show only feature articles while it is on the home of the website. All the feature articles are being shown in the form of blog. Next is the component. Think of component as full page on your website. Article is a component itself. Module is a part block on the page that I shown you, and component is full page on your website. And the user, which you can manage, can create easily some more user or let user to register from your website from the front end, or you can create the supervisor and more administrator in your website admin. And last thing is the system. In system you can install extension. Extension includes plugins, components, modules, language packages, etc. You can discover, you can put the folder in the directories of your Joomla installation and press the discover to find automatically if there is a installable extension in the Joomla or not. You can install the languages, and you can also work with the templating. You can install templates, which is also another extension type of Joomla. You can set the templates. Let me show you how you can. While we are at the site templates, it will take you coding of that template. I'm not going there. I'm showing you navigations. This is the only template installer website. Let's see if it has some parameters or not. In the advanced, yes, it has. Brand, yes, no. If I click yes, it asks if you have any logo. Title, alternative to logo. Guide to Joomla 4. Tagline, I am teaching the Joomla 4. Font scheme, color, layout, and press the save button. Now I am going to front end, press the refresh button, and let's see what happens. Yes, it have changed the logo area, guide to Joomla, and I also gave a tagline, I am teaching the Joomla 4. I hope you understand. Okay. Now under the system, like the we can install the extension, we can manage, which include the uninstall of extensions, languages, and we can manage plugins, redirects. If there are broken URL in your website, you want those to redirect it to some new working URLs, you can redirect those. And side modules, which are the blocks. Let me take you to the module. The very first module is the image, and it is on the position of banner. I will show you where it is. If I read the content, welcome to Joomla, and go to home page, here it is. It is a banner position. I will teach you how to look for the module position on front end. It is published. If I select it, unpublish, and save it, let's see what happens. Okay, it is gone. This is the very comfortability. This is very best thing about the contents provided by the Joomla. It is back. You can use any HTML, you can use other module types to show the slideshow in your website. I am saving and closing it, and I am in the very last. I am going to log out to end this session. So that was today's lesson, in which I told you in depth about the basics, how to install a website on your local host, and install the different languages in your website, and told you about the dashboard of Joomla,